Researchers at Columbia University set out on a mission to create the perfect cheesecake with 3D printing. Now, while this concept of using a machine to make a three-dimensional, tangible, solid object from a digital file has been around for decades, it wasn't until around 2005 that 3D printing started to become more mainstream. Let's see how these scientists fared in their quest to create the perfect cheesecake using a printer. Something tells me that in the future, many of us are going to be reminiscent about the halcyon days when our food was made with a human's touch. We're going to talk about the big news on the artificial intelligence front. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is, in simple terms, technology that enables machines to mimic human intelligence. It includes a wide range of technology, though. There are personal assistants like Siri on smartphones or Alexa on devices in houses. There are self-driving cars, food-serving robots, and lots more. AI technology is rapidly evolving, and it has the potential to completely change society even more as we know it. A product launched this year called ChatGPT is grabbing headlines because of its uncanny ability to have intelligent conversations with humans, answer questions in written form, and mimic people nearly perfectly. Experts are now voicing some serious concerns. There's potential for AI to increasingly take more jobs away from people, allow students to easily cheat in school, and for people to use others' identities to spread misinformation. In some cases, AI technology is now being created to combat the problems that were caused by AI in the first place. January's U.S. jobs report surprised a lot of economists. The results showed far more jobs added than expected, and the unemployment rate fell to 3.4%, the lowest since May of 1969. With America adding more than 500,000 jobs last month, we're getting more surprising clues about the overall state of the U.S. economy. And it comes as the country grapples with the impact and usefulness of new artificial intelligence platforms. Some worry that one day, sooner than later, a plethora of jobs could be taken away from real humans and given to robots and computers that could presumably do the work faster, cheaper, etc. CNN business and politics correspondent Vanessa Yurkevich sat down with an expert to discuss whether this threat is real or imagined.
Which jobs is AI coming after first?
If you're a middle manager, you're doomed. Any kind of commodity salesperson, report writers and journalists, accountants and bookkeepers, and oddly enough, doctors who are who specialize in things like drug interactions.
Do you mean out of a job?
No.
Or you mean that part of your job?
That part.
Okay.
That's the relief a lot of Americans are looking for right now.
Will it take my job?
Yes and no. It's not going to replace you. Someone who knows how to use it well is going to take your job, and that's a guarantee.
By 2025, the World Economic Forum predicts that 85 million jobs will be displaced by automation and technology, but it will also create 97 million new roles. We've seen it before in the auto industry.
While the auto worker may be displaced because they are not as good at welding or as painting as the robot, there's probably 35 people that have to be involved in the creation and maintenance of that device that welds better than a person.
Europe's largest nuclear power plant, Olkiluoto 3 in Finland, has begun generating electricity minutes after Germany switched off its last 3 nuclear reactors. The much-delayed plant will produce about 14% of Finland's electricity.
The US warship Milius has sailed through the Taiwan Strait days after China concluded military drills around the self-governing island. The US Navy described the transit as routine. Beijing said the destroyer's passage had been monitored.
China says its economy grew by 4.5% year-on-year in the last quarter, beating analyst expectations after the relaxation of stringent COVID measures in December.
The South Korean car company Kia has issued a plea to trade unions to drop a formal policy that favours hiring the children of long-term employees. The appeal follows pressure from the South Korean government on large companies to stop handing jobs to relatives of existing employees.
A rare type of hybrid solar eclipse has taken place, with large crowds gathered in parts of Australia and elsewhere to see the spectacle. Over the coming hours, a total eclipse will be visible in Western Australia and Indonesia.
Britain's Deputy Prime Minister Dominic Raab has resigned after an investigation into bullying allegations against him. It found he'd acted in an insulting, intimidating and aggressive way towards civil servants.
South Korea says it's restoring Japan to its white list of trusted trading partners. 3 years after the two countries removed each other's preferential status in a diplomatic spat. South Korean companies that sell strategic products to Japan will now enjoy a simplified export process.
China has announced plans to try to use 3D printing technology to construct buildings on the moon. State media said that during the future Chang'e 8 mission set for 2028, a robot will attempt to use lunar soil to make bricks.
British American Tobacco is paying a record penalty of more than $600 million for breaking US sanctions against North Korea. One of its subsidiaries sold tobacco products to Pyongyang between 2007 and 2017. Pelé, arguably the best footballer in history, is now also an adjective. The word Pelé was added to the Brazilian dictionary on Wednesday to denote something or someone extraordinary, incomparable or unique.
시청해 주셔서 감사합니다. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다.